Welcome to 595. The special topics. Specific topic is Linux and hacking on Raspberry Pi. Raspberry Pi is one of the microcontrollers. Okay, so let me start with the the blackboard that we have right here. For those who do not know yet, if you click syllabus, then this is a syllabus. That if you click this, then you can see this is syllabus, and I have that here, the original the format. We'll get to that a little later if we want. Okay, and then there is another link outline. Some of you already visited this website. This is our class websites. Okay, so you may see some idea from there if you like. Online students needs to visit here course material regularly. Regularly means at least a couple of times a week. Otherwise, you may miss some. And if you have any question about this class, then please click this course email messages and then email me. Here, if you want to create a message to me, then you can do. Okay, I already have a couple of, 11 messages, right? Those who already requested something from me. And course materials, this is a basic requirements. We'll get back to this a little later. The course materials, all the course materials can be found here. If you click that course material, then if you want to discuss with among yourselves, I'm not actively involved in this discussion session. But if you have any technical question, then you can email me. And if I think if it is a good question and therefore useful to everybody, then I reply my answer to everyone. So you will receive the same benefits. And each class, the course materials will be posted here. So from old ones to the recent ones. So recent ones can be found in the bottom of this page. So this is the first the course material that we are going to do today. Okay, so this is a PowerPoint slide. Instead of following this, I'm going to bring up my original PowerPoint slide and then give a lecture. Basically, that is what you really need. Okay, and in this class, I'm going to give you a few homework assignments. Malcolm, you probably received similar homework assignments as the Linux class that you had, because Raspberry Pi is basically a Linux platform, so you can get some benefits, or you can review something. Okay, some homework assignments maybe, I'm not sure. Because of you, I think I need to change.
Oh, okay.
Good. So that's what I'm going to do. If I have a homework assignments, then you will see all the course materials can be found in this folder, course materials, okay? Any homework assignments or project Dropbox can be found in this level, which means if you click course material, okay, if there is a homework assignment, then you can see immediately. So if you scroll this all the way down, then you can see the recent homework assignments. Course materials can be found only in one folder. All the rest homework assignments can be listed up here at the bottom of this page. Okay? So you may not miss. You should not miss. Any question about this Blackboard? No, right? This is straightforward, simple. So let me close this. And then I'm going to introduce to this course by following the syllabus. My office is Mayor Hall 114, and this is my office number. During the summer, I may not be available in my office quite often, but still I can answer to your question, your issue, if you text me 914 this number. Okay, this is my cell number. Text me. Then, depending upon the text content, I can call you back or I can email you in various different ways, because I have emails at mercy.edu. I have email within Blackboard. So anything directly related to the course, then I can reply back to you from Blackboard. There's no specific requirements. Requirements is only the devices, okay, Raspberry Pi and something that you can build on your own. Course goal and learning outcomes can be understood very easily. So I want you to read that. Basically, we'll get back to that. I prepared that on the Blackboard, the PowerPoint slide, so we will see that. This meeting, many of this class remains online. I'm going to give a lecture as far as I have at least one on-site students. But I'm going to be really sad if I'm the only one in this classroom, then it's very hard to give my lecture to nobody. So I want you to come.
I'll be here.
Thank you. I'm not going to ask you to come whole summer sessions. We'll take a few weeks break. It doesn't mean that no class. It means I'm going to give you online class only. Mainly because right now I'm going to be out of town for 3 weeks, which is the last week of June to first and second week of July. Okay. Where am I going? I'm going to Japan. Have you been in Japan?
Yes.
Okay. Have you been in Hamamatsu?
No.
That is between Tokyo and Osaka. I have a conference, and I'm going to make another presentation of my work, which is also very similar to this microcontroller and sensors, all those things. So a specific online session, the period of online sessions will be posted, so you will not miss. So generally, there is no no cancellation. This is summer session. If there is a, if I cannot make, then I can post it. I can give my lecture online so that you can see, you can view my lecture. Right now, I'm recording my lecture, so you can see also. If you miss any while you are here, then you can come back to the Blackboard. There will be a link so that you can catch up. Textbook, there is no textbook, of course, but course materials will be posted. As I said, requirements is laptop, for online students, maybe desktop, just a few sessions only. And after that, everything will be on this, okay, Raspberry Pi. My lecture also will be on Raspberry Pi. And yeah, Raspberry Pi 3, which is a Model B, and micro SD card, 32 gigabytes micro SD card. So I want you to prepare, you don't need to, but if you want, you can prepare two 32 gigabyte SD card. One SD card for Raspbian, which is Ubuntu operating systems. Another SD card is Kali. Two different operating system wise, they are very similar because they both Ubuntu and Kali came from Debian. Debian is first distributor of Linux. So they are pretty much similar, but when you install your operating systems, Kali has some hacking tools, cybersecurity tools built in. So we will use it. On the other hand, Ubuntu, one specific Ubuntu distributor that we are using on Raspberry Pi is called the Raspbian. Raspbian. You will, in my PowerPoint slide, you can see what I am talking about, right? The Raspbian has Python compiler and C compiler. We're not going to do much about Python and C, but just in case if you want to modify some of the hacking tools, then we need to do, okay? But I'm going to give you, I posted already, second slide, then you can see distinctions between Python and C languages. C language is much bigger. I mean, if you do it in Python, then one line. If you need to do it in C, then multiple lines. You can see the difference. Okay. But anyway, that's what we are going to do. So if you want to have two different platforms and make it available all the time, then I strongly recommend you to prepare two SD cards. So one having Raspbian, another having Kali. So switching is very, very simple. In this Raspberry Pi, there is SD card. So if you plug a Raspbian SD card, then it runs a Raspbian. If you plug a Kali SD card, then it runs Kali. Okay?
And if you
So,
want to do dual boot in one SD card?
Right, this except only one.
If you want to do dual boot in one SD card, if you want to configure one memory card with two addresses at the same time.
Are you? So what is your?
You said it's
No, no.
You do it separate.
This is 32 gigabits, gigabytes. I don't want you to share two different operating systems in one SD card. There's no point that you have dual boots. Dual boots is not ideal solution at all in any case. Okay, that is only for students' simplification. But anyway, yeah, that is his comments. If you want to, you can do that, but we don't do that. Okay. So if you want to do Raspbian installation, then you need to use Noobs, new out-of-the-box software. If you the idea is this: you want to make your SD card bootable, so your controller can be booted from your SD card. So SD card needs to be bootable. It can be bootable based on Raspbian, or it can be bootable based on Kali. If you want to make it Kali, then Kali, you need to have a disk imager. Okay, so we're going to do both, one at a time. Okay, so you don't have to worry about it. But basically, if you have two SD cards, then one for using Noobs to install Raspbian, and another using disk imager. And assignments, I'm thinking of two to four homework assignments. And then semester project. Project is very, very important in this semester. Project 50%. I'm going to describe in detail what you need to do. Okay, a little bit of the ideal project is a little bit of implementation. But implementation is not really only the requirements. If you do not want to do any coding at all, then paper reading also possible. Okay? Paper review. That is somewhere here. Yeah, article review. Okay. I think that is it for basically this class, and some of the details will be discussed on the PowerPoint slide, or you can minimize this and then bring up. Let's see. Need to. I forgot. Command Control. Okay. Okay. So class outlines. So what we will do in this class. Installation of a Kali Linux on Raspberry Pi. Not only Kali, but a Raspbian also. A Linux command will be discussed. Okay. Maybe before, in June, 3 or 4 weeks, we'll focus on Linux command, so that you will learn something about some Linux commands, basic commands, and some scriptings. And then for this, this will be done on Raspbian. Raspbian. And this will be done on Kali. Okay. Requirements, as I said, 45% homework assignment and 50% project. So for project, you need to give me a paper and presentation. So presentation will be scheduled on August 2nd, 2017. So please plan to attend. Online students need to post their video presentation on some video multimedia server. One of the useful server is YouTube, but YouTube is not the only one.
It's the last day of class.
This is the last day of the class, last Wednesday. Okay, August the 2nd. Project, in order to select a topic, you can select something from Kali. Kali already have, right? Or you can download some additional cybersecurity tools, install and configuration. That is also possible. Or if you want to add some capabilities into the existing tools, that is really utmost goal of the project that I request. But it is not mandatory to everyone. But deliverables remains the same to everybody. You need to submit a written paper and oral presentation. So for example, if you install some cybersecurity tools on your Raspberry Pi, either Kali or Raspbian, which is not really available from basic Kali tools, then you can show how to install, what that tools can do for cybersecurity on your presentation. In that case, your presentation is more like a demo than a concept delivery. For those who do not want to do any installation, any configuration, any coding, but reading papers and compare and contrast for cybersecurity tools that are available on Kali, more specifically on Raspberry Pi, then that is also perfect sense. So you may plan for that as well. Okay. Evaluation rubrics for your papers and uh, and and homework assignments. There's no exam at all in this class. Okay. Only 2-3 homework assignments and one project. The project topics should be chosen by you, so you can decide what you want to do. An evaluation rubric, hardness and significance, and accomplishment and completeness. If you see these two factors, these two criteria, then you can see the difference clearly. Somebody may choose very hard problems. Of course, then we do not expect the completion of the work. It's very hard. I do not expect you to complete that hard problem within one semester. Would it be great if you do that? You're so genius. But in general, that is not our expectation. So if you choose a hard problem, then make a little bit of a progress. If you choose a very easy problem, then you need to show completeness. Because it is simple, it is easy, then why not complete the whole work, whole platform? Okay. And writing presentation and oral presentation. Writing 25% and oral 25%. Okay. This is Raspberry Pi 3 Model B. Hopefully this is, yeah. So, what I'm going to do is, okay. So no one has a Raspberry Pi yet, right? I forgot the price. I mean, none of these are not really very expensive. Yeah, something like that. Okay, I know what you mean. Right. With this, some cases, an SD card, yeah, HDMI. Anyway, you need. Case is not really required. We don't care the case, but for your continual usage, case may be a good protector for your Raspberry Pi. In that case, you may need the case. But while you are working on this, if you put this on case, then inconvenient, right? Plug in and out. So that's not my recommendation. But at least you need to have. Why do we need HDMI? Again, HDMI is not really required. For example, Yosef, he's going to use one of the pin here, video pins, to his video display. Then you may not need this. But like mine here, okay, this monitor, then this monitor can accept. This is not only for Raspberry Pi. This is a generic model. So this can accept HDMI and then VGA, but small VGA, and then AV. So 3 different adapters possible, and it needs its own power supply. So this is HDMI that I'm going to use. And then keyboard and mouse. Somebody may want to have a mini keyboard. Joseph, can you show to everybody your mini keyboard? There is a mini keyboard. Then you need what, Bluetooth adapter?
Just the USB. The USB gonna go into the phone.
That's a Bluetooth, right? So Bluetooth comes in here, USB Bluetooth, and that Bluetooth signals communicate with his mini keyboard. But mini keyboard is good for minimization, right? But for this class, we do not require for mini keyboard. I do use this regular keyboard as far as it has USB. Okay, this Model 3 and Model B, Type 2, Pi 2 Model B, Pi 3. I'm sorry, Pi 3 Model B has 4 USB adapters. Usually, I think this is enough. So one for mouse, one for keyboard, and another for if you want to do one of the power supply. If it needs, for example, this is for that, and this is for mouse. Right. Yeah, just in case if you need any additional USBs, then you can use it. Right. For this class, we use 2. Basically, that's what we are going to use. So as you can see here, 4 USB 2 ports, and then it has LAN port. We are not going to use the LAN port. We do not have any physical Ethernet cables here in this classroom, but we do have Wi-Fi signals. So I'm going to teach you how to set up Wi-Fi. This is general purpose I/O, so 40 pins available. We are not going to use those pins for this class, but some other classes, for example, sensor network, then you can attach some of the sensors, so sensor signals can be read by the the coding that you may be able to do within Raspberry Pi, but that is not for this class. And if you see here in the middle small box, that is the CPU. Okay, so dual core CPU. Clock speed is 1.2 gigahertz. 1 gigabyte RAM. Only 1 gigabyte RAM. So it is not a good idea to install Windows on this Raspberry Pi. Windows requires at least 4 gigabytes these days.
No, only 2. Windows 10?
Yeah. 2, then that's minimum, right? Very slow.
The problem
So
is that
for
the graphical card,
right.
Windows requires biggest.
So Windows and Microsoft products are always a problem creator. So we're not going to use it at all. Here, Bluetooth and Wi-Fi cards available. That is, I think that is right. Some, if it, yeah. Raspberry Pi originally invented in UK, right? And now this can be manufactured by various different countries. When I see this right now, it says made in PRC, People's Republic of China. Is it? What is PRC? Rather than China, it says PRC. If any country of the name with the people, then that is a communist country. Right? Joseph, are you now looking for PRC? What is a PRC? C for China, I think.
There's a list of manufacturers.
Oh, is it manufacturer?
Yeah, this American company.
Oh, I'm sorry, that is not country.
Nice.
But it says made in. When you say made in, then the country name, right? Manufactured by, then there's a company name.
It's a programmable logic controller. Yes.
Okay.
And there's a list of different manufacturers.
Okay. Sorry if I do this. And then display port, DSI display port, that is this. Okay. So Joseph will sometimes.
I'm going to use the 40 pins. The 40
Oh, 40 pins?
GPU, yeah. That's why I got the fruit. From
Wow.
I'm going to use the.
I thought you were using this display
this
ports.
the,
So if you use these 40 pins, then you may not utilize this for other purpose. Okay. And then micro USB here. This is for power supply usually. It's a power input. And then there is a HDMI output. There's a camera port. The middle camera port, which is this, right? This is the camera ports. Raspberry Pi is good for video and camera displays. Okay. I have multiple of those experiments, but not for this class. And then there is another the audio and video output jack here. But somehow my experiments last night didn't pick audio well. I need to figure that out further. Okay, so as I mentioned something about the Raspberry Pi, here is a mini computer running Linux, and components of a Raspberry Pi is USB port, Ethernet ports, SD card slot, Wi-Fi, antenna ports, Bluetooth as well. External resource if needed, then keyboard, mouse, monitor, storage box. That's what Joseph will do, and gaming devices as well. But we're not going to do in this class. So model A and B actually what do you mean by model and B? Here we have a model A and different series of model B. So if it is model B, then we have 4 USB ports. GPU remains the same, and depending upon pi type, different size of memory, and they are all 40 pins GPIO, and network ports. The recent version, Pi 3, supports more than others. That is the reason that we are going to work on this. And then processor also a little different, a little bit more evolved, right? As you can see here, A7, ARM A7, ARM Cortex A53. If you see here the speed, then this is far advanced than others. So they look like this. So model A, this, model B, like this, okay? Comparison. CPU current capacity, you may not need much, but only the way that you use that current capacity. If you want to supply the power directly from the wall, then you have to choose very carefully so that it should have enough amp, but not much more than that. Okay. If you have not enough amp, then, and also if you maximize your computing power here, then the efficiency will go down. So if you see here, the output is 5 volts, input is 100. So you can plug this into the wall. And then output is 5 volts, and the current is 2.5 amp. So be careful. If you do not know how to be sensitive to purchase each individual, then you better purchase all together in a bundle. Then they are well combined. Okay. So my answer to you, if you have a bigger bundles, then they're all well matched, so you do not have to worry about these details. So sometimes if you have some bundles with the monitor, then it goes up to $100, right? That way you can avoid all the hassles. And also, if you do not know how to match accurately, then your purchase will cause some damages, or you have to return. So all such things is really bad. So what is next? I think this is it, right? For this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop this recording. Where's this? So I have a Raspberry Pi 3 Model B, right? 4 USB ports, and then HDMI. I have a regular keyboard which has a USB adapter, so I'm going to plug in, okay, like this. Now I have mouse, regular USB mouse. If you want to do a Bluetooth mouse, it is also possible. Each to install it. Only pairing is needed. So I use the 2 USB port, and the next one is I'm going to what I'm going to do is that we have TV sets, but I'm going to use this. Which ones? I think today I'm going to use this, okay? And then next time, today I'm going to give you a quick demo about Raspberry Pi. And next week, when you bring your Raspberry Pi, then I can use the monitor, which is bigger. But at home, if you do not have, you can, if you have a big flat TV sets, then you can still connect to your TV sets at home. It's not really a problem at all. And then this HDMI, I can plug here one end, and then I have here a 7-inch monitor, so that you can plug here. So far, none of this has power. Actually, it needs power separately. It's not a good idea if you have the monitor which has power connector. This goes here, power connector. One of port here, and the other end might have a USB. If we plug that USB here, then it may work, but not in maximum capacity, which means this guy needs to share the power for this and power for all others. So this consumes a lot of power. So better to have external power, which I can have here. So I have HDMI. I didn't supply the power to my Raspberry Pi, so I have another one here. Oh, it's not good. So I'm going to this. Oh, still. Not enough. No. So I'm going to plug the power supply. Oh, mode changes. I'm going to redo. I'm not going to. I'm going to resupply the power. So Raspberry logo came up, right? Okay. So if you click terminal, then you can see the terminal here. Okay. It's not a good idea to show to you here, right? So what I'm going to do is that let's take a look at this. I'm going to plug that into our TV sets. Okay, clear. This is so TV sets, right? Okay, good, very good. So little bit of the Linux command needs to be known. So we're going to do Linux command, basic Linux commands. PWD, then it stands for print working directory. Displays the directory where we are. So we are now here. Slash means that is the root directory, very on top. And underneath we have a home, okay? And under home we have a PI, which is pi, okay? So if you want to go to very on top, then you need to cd slash, cd means change directory, space and slash, then it will go up. The same way that we did for PWD, if you do PWD here, then you can see here, I am right now on top. Previously, I was in, I am in PI, which is under home. Right here, if you type ls, which means list all content, in that folder or directory, that this is it. So right now, where is the home? Home is somewhere, right? So here is the home. So home is one of the many folders. Okay. So if you put here CD and just enter, then it comes back to my home directory, which is home and PI. Okay. This type of basic command will be discussed. Those who have Mac operating systems, if you open up terminals from your Mac computer, then all of these commands still works on your Mac computer. Okay. So once you have Raspberry Pi, then we will start from scratch, which means right now this guy has my demo. It has SD card with bootable systems of a Raspbian, so that it can be booted. So you need to make your SD card bootable. Okay. So from there, we're going to configure network Wi-Fi. So once you have a network Wi-Fi, then if you open up this web browser, right now it is not, right? At home, it is connected with one of yes, CNN and scitesecure.org, Pandora, last night at home, but this guy does not know our Wi-Fi here in this lab. So how to find the Wi-Fi web, Wi-Fi, and all those things will be discussed next week. But those who wants to do on your own, if you have some curiosity, then next slide that I already posted explains how to do what to do for your network configuration. Okay, so all details will be done from next week. I cannot do any further and more tonight because if I would do, then there's my own. It's not really training. It's not really class, right? You just sit down and take a look. So I think this is it for tonight. If you have any question, then I can answer to you. Anyone has any questions? So you probably know what you need to buy, right? Raspberry Pi. You don't need to buy the minimum. You don't need to buy much if you use your home TV, digital TV. That's fine. Which has HDMI. And if you have a mouse and keyboard, fine. But be careful to have a power supply. Okay. But if you want to do this more portable, then you probably need a small monitor so that you can work anywhere, right? You can carry some of this and then sit down on the coffee shop and hook up everything and also a Wi-Fi setting and work from there, so that everyone may be so interested. No question? Okay. This is it.